Nice to meet you.
Awesome. Zoe Colletti from BRB. Congrats on BRB's honorable mention at Slamdance. That must be so
Oh,
exciting.
yeah, yeah, it totally is. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. So BRB takes place in the early internet days, and being a YouTube star yourself with ZoeTube, what about the early to mid 2000s era kind of stood out for you the most?
Oh my gosh. The thing is, I got my first phone when I was like 13, 14 years old. So for the most of my growing up, I was like kind of in the world of my family having like a desktop computer in the house, and that's what everyone used. So I get it. Not to as much of an extent as people kind of a little bit older than me, but I was there for the tail end of the no technology sort of situation. And you know what? I must say, I kind of like it. And that's coming from someone that does have a social media presence, and I do that as a job as well. But there is something really simplistic about everyone not knowing what you're doing all the time. And I think there's something really nice about that.
Absolutely. That's true. And the film itself is about sisterhood and girlhood, and it tackles a lot of sensitive issues. Was there a scene or a moment from the film that really resonated with you the most?
Yeah, I feel like the scenes that I have that are surrounding the relationship aspects and kind of Dylan's struggle with figuring out who she is separate from the worth that she finds through like a relationship or just through the attention that she's getting from guys. I think is something that is a common struggle for people and definitely something that I feel like I experienced when I was that age. And so just watching her process the rejection of someone that she clearly cares about so much, and realizing as well that no matter what you have with those ups or downs, you do always have your family there for you, even if they're not always perfect either. And you might butt heads constantly. Like they are people that will be there for you all the time, even if they're like, I hate you and never want to see you again. You'll turn around and they'll be sitting there like, hey, let's go get food later. And I think that's something that I related to a lot about the character and about the movie, and think people will find relatable as well.
I love that for sure, especially, with family, and they're always there no matter what.
Yeah.
And so BRB has a female director, Kate Cobb, and you and co-star Autumn Best, who plays your sister. You guys are front and center. Was there like a lot of girl bonding on set? What was that like?
Yeah, yeah, it was a cool experience. It's always interesting when it's such a small cast, and obviously the crew was small, so it was a very kind of tight-knit experience where you're just with these 50 people for 3 weeks straight, all day every day. And so we definitely all kind of got very close throughout the filming of the movie, and it's a for sure extra close when you're all in a collaborative artistic effort trying to make something together.
Absolutely. And, what is something that will stay with you, from this experience of having, a female director and, being such a female-friendly film too?
Yeah, yeah, that's a hard question. I don't know. What will I take with me away from that? Um, I think just the concept of being able to be seen and heard and have an environment where people are, collaborative and wanting to work together and doing their best to make it a space that is, comfortable to work in.
I love that. That's great. And you've got a lot of great film and TV credits. In addition to BRB, you have been in The Family Plan and Only Murders in the Building, a series. I love that series, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You were great. What is it like really kind of going back and forth between scripted projects like these and your YouTube channel, which is, so fun and, kind of more off the cuff?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, I've never had anyone ask me questions about YouTube in interview for this. This is so interesting. Like no one has ever brought that up. Um, yeah, it's an interesting thing. I mean, obviously I've been acting since I was 4, so I've been in that world for so long. And then I kind of have looked at the approach of, the social media thing as the entertainment industry is evolving constantly, and especially evolving at a crazy fast pace with the way that social media is especially taking over like children's entertainment. I feel like the Disney Channel craze of like when it was, when I was watching Disney Channel is so much just like revolves around YouTubers for kids that age, which is such an interesting concept and an interesting thing that has happened. But I've wanted to kind of be on board with the new wave of entertainment that's like for kids. And I just adore kids. I think they're the sweetest thing. And like I being able to make content and make things in a space that I creatively control completely, which is also another really cool thing. I make all the content with my older brother, who's an actor as well, and so we run all the channel and we run all the stuff. But I think it's so important. I'm so passionate about putting out content and putting things on the internet, which is just like the Wild West, things that are like appropriate for kids and that are kind of right up their alley and are like sending good messages and good vibes out. So yeah, that's one thing that I really love is getting to do really serious, dark, crazy things for my acting job, and then kind of just getting to have a creative space where I'm just making stuff that is light and fun and totally good, correct stuff that kids should be consuming on the internet, which ties back to Be Right Back as well. I'm trying to put things on the internet because people are consuming everything all the time, even if you try and monitor the internet if you can't.
That's so true. I'm actually a parent and I have a 13-year-old son who watches YouTube all the time. So I appreciate content
Yep.
creators like you who are making kid-friendly
Oh,
entertainment for sure.
I try. It's so important to me. It really is.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you see that, like you were saying, you're creating this content yourself with your brother. Do you think that would translate later on as you kind of becoming a director with film or TV? Is that something that interests you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it could be something really cool. I feel like especially with the space coming from YouTube and even that genre, I've had some kind of concepts and ideas for expanding on the IP of the YouTube in particular, which I think could be really fun and kind of combine my two worlds a little bit. And I think in that space, it would be really exciting to kind of creatively direct in that way. But it's funny, I'm still such an actor at heart in the way that my brother is much better at doing the directing side of things. And it's like I've subconsciously hired a director for the YouTube channel as well, where he's like, okay, let's try it this way, let's try it this way. And I like put myself back into the typical director actor role. So I can't seem to run from it, even when I'm being my own boss, I still hire a director for myself.
I love that. That's amazing. And just lastly, what do you hope your fans take away from your film? Be right back, BRB.
Yeah. I think it's a really great movie for helping you to realize that you can kind of just be yourself, and that might not be like the most enjoyable, most lovable thing at all times. But it's really hard to try and figure out who you are and how you process things and how to move through life in general. It's like the most difficult thing, especially at that age. You feel like the whole world is falling apart as you're trying to figure out what the world means to you and how you sit in it. So I think to just kind of ride the wave and have people around you, keep good people around you that help you figure that out. Um, and yeah, keep your family close because they're good for the most part.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, thank you so much, Zoe. It was so great talking to you.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.